Countless champions have been crowned throughout the history of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! But what about the underdogs, the dark horses, the decks that upon first glance make you question everything you thought you knew about the game? In this series, both MBT and myself will be showcasing some of Yu-Gi-Oh's wackiest unsung heroes. Each episode will feature new decks, new strategies, and the results will be unpredictable. You've seen the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! But this is the history of Jank. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Another win, another week out of the Jank Tank, and a new format to go along with it. So first and foremost, a farewell to GOAT format. You have served us well. Now keep in mind, we're not going to spend 6 episodes on every single format. Oftentimes, Jank is represented by just 1 or 2 decks, not 200. But GOAT is one of those special legacy formats that really facilitates brewing and allows people to flex the garbage that they have in their binders. This is a similar format as well. We are going from GOAT format into Reaper format. Now, Reaper format, if you're unfamiliar, is the format immediately following GOAT format, and it lasts until SOI. Like GOAT format, Reaper has a large legacy player base. A bunch of people have spent a lot of time trying to break this format, and mostly they have done a great job. Historically, Reaper format was extremely boring. It was populated almost entirely by old GOAT format decks tweaked to fit the new ban list, and maybe some stuff like Monarch as well. With the benefit of hindsight, we can definitively say that there is a lot people missed in this format. Cyberstein is legal and really, really, really good. Last Will is legal and really, really, really good, and neither of those cards saw consistent play at any point during this format. With modern precedent, we can probably say that the top 3 decks in Reaper are Monarch, probably Warrior Box, and Dead Rat, a recruiter strategy that uses both Pyramid Turtle and Giant Rat in order to make long chains that end on Ryu Koki. There's probably some stuff like Strike Ninja and Bazoo the Soul Eater in there as well, maybe a Rescue Cat deck or 2, and we'll be showing those off in future episodes, but for the first one, we are going to let you see only the worst of the worst. These are all decks that individuals have brewed, and a couple of them have topped monthly Reaper format tournaments, but none of them are good. We've got Uriah Turbo. This deck tries to turbo out the Sacred Beast Uriah. Wind, a deck that aims to use spiritual wind art and a suite of really good wind monsters to go over the top. LV Dragons. It turns out both Horus and Armed Dragon level 5 are really good, and Level Up is a card that helps them both. Last turn, I will not be playing. Dark World is one of my all-time favorite strategies and is technically playable during this time. Clown Control is around. Stumbling, of course, is legal, as is Dream Clown and Crass Clown. And Insects is like a Rivalry of Warlords strategy that tries to use Insect Knight and Gaia Power to trade with Monarchs. It's absolutely silly, and I hope that I get to roll it. Finally, Blue Eyes uses Paladin of White Dragon, the ritual monster, in order to turbo out big bunguses. So, we have 3 spins. I am going to use them as aggressively as possible in order to get some of the cards I want. Oh. Well, maybe I won't have to use any spins at all. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted to see. Yeah, let's lock in Dark World. And then, just as a gag, let's see what else we would have rolled. Sure. And finally... Boy, I am really glad I took Dark World. Jesus Christ.
don't have much to say. After last episode and getting 5-0 demolished, essentially, I deserve to be here. I didn't exactly go 5-0, but to be fair, Joseph kind of threw me a bone that allowed me to do my combo, and so I don't really count that as a win. That was sort of like, you know, a pity play just to be able to let me show off one of the cool jank decks at our disposal. However, we're now moving on to a new era in Yu-Gi-Oh! Known as Reaper format, and we have a wheel loaded with 8 new janky decks at our disposal. Honestly, I would be happy to play almost all of these. I only get 2 spins though, so we're gonna see. There's some I'd like to play more than others, but I'm just gonna go ahead and spin it first to see what's gonna happen, and we'll just go ahead and go from there. We're playing this. We are playing this. Don't give a fuck. We are playing Uriah Turbo.
So here's the list. Now there's basically 2 types of Dark World decks in Reaper. The first is called Dark World, but realistically probably only plays about 5 Dark Worlds total. Maybe 2 golds, a Silva, and a couple of Dark World Lightnings. It's playing these cards because Gold and Silva are so good against Spirit Reaper specifically, which is everywhere. The second is this bullshit. I am dumbfounded at this list, but very happy that we get to show off not only the Dark Worlds, but also Dark Necrofear, a card that was a playground staple and very hard to get rid of. So first, if you're unfamiliar with the Dark Worlds, they mostly have this effect. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, then you can special summon it. Now, each of these cards has to be discarded by a card effect specifically, not the cost of a card. So a lot of cards that say, like, discard a card in order to aren't going to be able to trigger their effects. As a result, we are pretty shoehorned into what we can actually play to make this happen. But the funniest cards that actually trigger it are Card Destruction, Dark World Lightning, and Morphing Jar. Now, we also have some cards that enable us to use their second effect. Each of these Dark Worlds says if it's sent from the hand to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect specifically, you get a little bonus. For gold, you get to destroy 2 cards your opponent controls, and for Silva, you get to shuffle 2 cards from their hand back into the deck. We can set these up with Dark Deal. This card changes the effect of a normal spell card your opponent activates, something like a Heavy Storm, a Dark Hole, a Pot of Avarice, into your opponent discards 1 random card. Great way to negate their spell, and also maybe plus off it as well. Outside of that, everything is pretty straightforward. Dark Necrofear can be special summoned by banishing 3 Fiends from your graveyard, and we're only playing Fiends. And during the end phase, if it's in the graveyard because it was destroyed while in the monster zone, you can snatch, steal an opponent's monster. We've got 1 Brow, which draws you a card when sent, and 2 if sent by your opponents. 3 Brawn, which allows you to discard a card during the damage step. Very hard for your opponent to interact with it. 3 Gold, 3 Silva, 2 Mystic Tomato, triple Newdoria, Sandkin, and Morphing Jar. For spells, we're on Book of Moon, Card Destruction, Confiscation, Dark Hole, Double Dark World Lightning, Heavy Storm, Pot of Avarice, Premature Burial, Snatch, Steal, and Swords of Revealing Light. And for traps, we're on 3 Dark Deal, 1 Deck Devastation Virus. We have a really easy time getting this out, triple Sack, and triple Skill Drain. On the side, we're on 1 MST, 2 Tornado, triple Mask of Restrict. Of course, Monarchs are everywhere in this format, triple Solemn Judgment, triple Threatening Roar, and when we are going first, triple Trap Dust Shoot. The extra doesn't really matter, but unlike GOAT format, this card way here at the end, Thousand Eyes Restrict, is in fact limited, so we're going to have to be a little more careful about when we use it, though we don't really have a way to do so. All in all, I'm really excited to play this deck. It's a very streamlined strategy, which is not something you see around this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that Alex is playing something that won't be able to deal with it. See you soon.
This is history of jank at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames Turbo. Uriah has always been one of the more playable of the Sacred Beasts, and so I couldn't be happier to be bringing this to today's duel. Now, if you've never seen Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames before, it has an effect that reads, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 face-up traps you control to the graveyard. This card gains 1,000 attack for each continuous trap in your graveyard, so sort of similar to Slifer, except instead of cards in your hand, it's traps in the grave, and once per turn, you can target a set spell trap your opponent controls, destroy that target, neither player can activate spell or trap cards in response to this effect's activation. So overall, not a terrible card, it just has a very high cost in terms of actually getting it to the board, because we actually need to establish multiple continuous traps that are face up in order to drop this card down. So we're playing a Reaper deck with a lot of stall elements to be able to get us to the point where we can drop this down and hopefully be able to win the game. Not to mention, if we load the grave with a bunch of other trap cards, its attack is going to be even higher. So let's do the card by card. We've got Breaker, Cyber Dragon. These are just some of the best cards of Reaper format. Remember, we're no longer in GOAT format. Cybernetic Revolution is legal, and Cyber Dragon's probably going to be everywhere for the foreseeable future. We've got a DD Warrior Lady and Exiled Force both for removal, and we're going to need it because Spirit Reaper will be everywhere. This is great because it's a fantastic stall tool. In addition to all the other continuous trap stall tools we have, Reaper is one of the best because it can also be offensive as well. And then we have 3 of the boy himself, Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames. For the spells, Book of Moon, Confiscation, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Lightning Vortex, Metamorphosis. This is hysterical because what we can actually do with this, because Uriah is level 10, we can metamorphosize Uriah into a Cyber End Dragon and possibly just win in one fell swoop with this card because it's 4,000 attack with piercing. So going up against a Reaper, that's 3,800 damage, so that's pretty massive. We also have an MST, a Nobleman of Crossout, Premature Burial Escape, Snatch Steal, and Swords of Revealing Light, rounding out the spells. And then for the traps, 3 copies of Begone Knave. This is actually a card we used in Sealed Showdown recently, but if you've never seen this before, continuous trap that reads, if a monster inflicts battle damage to a player, return that monster to the hand. This is very interesting because it can really set you back on tempo anytime a monster inflicts any battle damage of any sort, so it's a very tricky card to work with. We also have a Call of the Haunted, 3 copies of Embodiment of Apopus. I always love this card from the anime. This is one of Yu-Gi-Oh's first ever trap monsters, as a matter of fact. You can just special summon as a normal monster, 1,600 attack, 1,800 defense, but it's still treated as a trap, which is important. 2 copies of Gravity Bind to slow the game down, 2 Nightmare Wheel. This card's actually pretty sick. You target a monster your opponent controls, it can't attack or change its battle position, and then inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent during each of your standby phases, and this has to be on the field for that to happen. So it's a way to slowly burn away at Joseph's life points, and if he has no way to deal with it, this card can be a pain. 2 copies of Skill Drain just to stop other stuff that's already out on the field, a Torrential to clean up the board, and 2 Wall of Revealing Light. This card will slow the game down immensely because making it so that monsters can't attack with a certain attack value is very important. For the extra deck, just a bunch of cards you've come to expect seeing in both GOAT format and Reaper format, but to be honest, the Cyber End Dragon is probably the star of the show. And then the side deck, 3 copies of Goblin Attack Force. I like this because we're playing Skill Drain, which means we can actually have a 2,300 beater that can hit over literally almost anything in the format, and especially Cyber Dragon's going to be running around everywhere, so that seems pretty good. 2 copies of Level Limit Area B, a non-trap way to be able to stop things from attacking. 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. This actually synergizes quite well with Uriah because if Joseph has to set his spells for a turn, Uriah can actually nuke them before he gets the chance to activate them, especially if they are in fact removal. We have a Mask of Restrict in case we are playing up against any Monarch matchups because Monarchs are everywhere in this format. Another Nightmare Wheel. 3 copies of Shadow Spell. Talk about a throwback to Kaiba. This card's not bad. It's kind of like an OG Fiendish Chain, I guess. You target a face-up monster, loses 700 attack, cannot attack or change its battle position. Doesn't negate effects, but you know, what can you expect from a card that was printed in like 2003? Then we also have a Skill Drain and another Wall of Revealing Light. Guys, can't wait to see what Joseph brought to the table, but we're going to be playing what I believe is one of the most fun decks we have available to us on the wheel. Let's hope it's good enough to get us out of the Jank tank. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Buddy, we are now officially in Reaper format. I can't believe the first, 7, 8 episodes of the history of Jank was just in GOAT. We still have so many more decks to play. I am so excited. And this wheel is exactly what the fans are going to be hoping for. Now, unfortunately, you have a little bit of insight into what I'm playing because we had to figure out all the contents of my deck because I wasn't able to get them. But I'm curious what you're playing. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think that my deck is much better than yours, which is, I know, very surprising. I mean, you are just playing a tier 1 meta threat, to be sure. I'm glad to have left GOAT in the past. It's unfortunate because there was just so much garbage in that format, but don't worry, there's a lot of garbage in this one too, as you all can probably already guess.
I know the audience is just mauling over the fact that we didn't get to play Hino Kagusuchi over Mazura Deville. That would have just been the zenith of history of Jank gameplay. But maybe we'll go back one day. Maybe we'll go back. I'm ready if you are, buddy. So if you want to go ahead and hold up some fingers so I can take a guess as to whether or not it's even or odd, your new preferred method of randomization, I'll go ahead and shout the Patriot. It is Joe Alvarez. Thank you for the support. And I'm going to go even this time around.
It is odd. I'm holding up
God.
7. Let's
Damn it.
go.
I thought you were gonna do the number of decks available on the wheel, and that was 8. So that was my thinking. So why did you pick 7?
Because I like the number 7.
Perfect. Okay. Well, good luck, buddy.
Good
You
luck
get to
to
go
you, too.
first, which is exactly what my deck wanted to do, but I feel like, that's what a lot of decks want to do.
I don't know how much it matters, if I'm being honest with you. All right, standby main. I'm going to set 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no such thing as heavy storm. Go ahead.
I'll draw. The fact that you set 3 is a bit concerning. Not gonna lie.
What
Stand
if
by.
it's
You
the
got
mirror?
anything for me?
What if it's the mirror, Alex?
It could be. It could be. Anything
No,
to stand by?
go ahead.
Okay. All right. We'll go to main 1 then. I like your play so much that I think I'm going to follow suit. I'm gonna set 4 though instead.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. I will draw for turn. Anything in standby.
No, this is where you activate triple embodiment of Apopus and drop Uriah.
Ooh, no, it is not. I'm going to normal summon Braun, the Mad King of Dark World.
Okay, there's the boy. Sure, that's fine.
I'll set 1, and then I will flip summon Morphing Jar.
Gross. Thinking if I have something here, buddy.
Oh,
I could have a response.
You got to
Could have a
solemn
response.
my Morphing Jar?
I don't think I'm going to solemn your Morphing Jar, but I do like the idea of skill draining your Morphing Jar.
Oh, damn it.
I would have liked a few more cards. You're only pitching 1, which I now happen to know is Silva, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of just like just playing a little bit slow here.
Well, that additional information is going to get you nothing, because I'll fire off a Dark World Lightning, and we'll target this one.
I see. Well, in that case, I don't think there's much I can do about it. So it will be the Nightmare Wheel. We'll let it go.
Oh, God. And out comes Silva. All right, let's fire off Confiscation afterwards.
Why would you do that,
You got
buddy?
a Uriah?
That's so mean.
Got a
That's
Uriah?
so mean. Why would you do that? It's so mean.
Boo! Someone's got a Uriah. All right, get it out of there.
No, that's not fair. Fine.
All right, let's try going to combat. I'm going to get in for 7.
Okay, so this is how much total? 25, 20. This is 48 total.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's 48. That puts me kind of low. I think I'm going to take it all, actually.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll activate Bronze Effect.
You won't be because of skill drain, but
right,
you also don't have a hand on top of it. I'll draw. We'll go to main 1. I will fire the card you know about, being Swords of Revealing Light.
I got to think here.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I wish I had confiscationed before I fired off the Dark World Lightning. I would be in such a better position.
I can imagine so.
Swords of Revealing Light is fine.
Okay, I'll set an additional card and we'll throw it over to you.
Stand by main.
All good.
I don't know. Go.
Okay, 1 turn on swords. That's pretty good, actually. Let's see. Kind of want to do this now. I don't really have an opportune way to do this. I'll just pass. I'm not in any hurry.
All right. I'll set 1 card and pass it back to you, buddy.
Turn 2, great. Having a ton of back row for Uriah is so great when I've got 5 slots being occupied right now. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, you're about to have 1 fewer slot occupied. You might also be dead. I'll fire off Heavy Storm.
That's a card. I will chain Scapegoat here.
Ooh.
So we're not dead. Do you have
Boy,
any
that's
response to
rough.
that?
No, I don't.
Okay, so we'll get the boys out. And then everything goes, unfortunately.
Okay, so when you activated swords, I had Dark Deal set.
Ooh, okay. Sure.
Unfortunately, I can't activate Dark Deal if I don't have any cards in hand.
Interesting.
Why?
Okay.
I do not know. Let's
Right,
walk into
because it's
3
part of the
these.
effect. So, all right, so 3 of these go.
All right, and you are good to go.
We'll draw. That's okay. Go to main phase 1. This is where we're going to snatch steal your Silva.
That's bad.
I wish it was better, if I'm being honest. I'll go to battle. I will hit into... I don't think you're going to do anything with this brawn here, so I'm just going to hit the Morphing Jar.
Oh, for if I find the Book of Moon, come on.
Yeah.
All right, how much is this?
This is 16, 23 minus 7. Yeah. Second main, I'll set 1, and I'll set another. Go ahead. And you gain 1,000 from the Snatch Steal.
I don't know. Combat, let's attack the set card. Woo!
Attack the set card. It is Reaper.
There he is. Second main. I don't know. I'll pass turn here.
Now, this isn't a particularly good Reaper because you want me to hit cards out of your hand.
Occasionally, yeah.
Occasionally, and I don't really think this is ideal here. And then on top of it too, they're gonna get effects. Like if I Reaper a Silva out of your hand, like I probably just lose the game. Same thing with gold. So I'm not really incentivized to do that. I am incentivized, however, to activate this embodiment of a Popus in my main phase.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
We'll bring him out. Battle will hit you for 5 here. And then we'll hit you for 16 direct.
Sure.
And second main, I'll set one. Go ahead, and your standby, you get 1,000 for Snatch Steal.
Standby. Oh, jeez. Okay. I will set a card. You are good to go.
All right. Morphing Jar's gone. Go to main 1. I kind of want to just keep the clock going on you, so I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to sack the Spirit Reaper for a Cyber Dragon.
Jeez Louise. Yep.
Let's go battle Cyber Dragon into the set.
It is Brow.
We'll go Embodiment and Silva Direct for 39 total. And we'll pass. You gain 1,000.
Oh, this is not good.
I don't know how I'm still in this, to be honest.
I don't think you're in this, buddy. I think you have won it. Jeez, that was rough.
Wow, holy shit.
Oh, I had it, and I had to Heavy Storm. Scapegoats had 1 in this format. What were the chances?
It is at 1 in this format.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to try going first again. Good luck to you, buddy.
Simo wins with DM Staples once again. Ha, ha, ha. The joke writes itself. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
I was waiting for you to start off like that, but...
I don't know. If you've got Storm, you've got Storm.
I wish. Anything standby?
No.
Main 1. How much fun do I feel like having? Yeah. Let's go for it. I'm gonna run out DD Warrior Lady.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's attempt to hit for 15. And we'll go to second main. I'll set 2. Not ideally what I would like to be doing in this deck, and we'll pass.
Standby main.
All good.
I don't know. Go ahead.
All right, we'll draw. Standby good?
Yes.
Okay, so what are your other possible sets in this deck? I think you just shotgun set the card you just drew, which could lead me to believe that it's a Morphing Jar, which is kind of scary. I guess Reaper's a thing too. Okay. I'm going to run out a Breaker, the Magical Warrior.
No response.
I will attempt to fire the effect. So let's just blindly hit one of these. Let's hit this one.
It is a Sakuretsu Armor.
Okay, not bad. Fearing Morphing Jar, I'm going to set a few more cards, and then we'll go to battle, and we'll hit with the Warrior Lady.
It was Sangan. Would you like to banish?
Okay. This is equally as problematic, so I would actually. Let's get him out.
Sure.
16 direct.
Man, this is a rough one.
Go ahead.
Stand by main.
All good.
I don't know. Dark World Lightning. Let's hit one of the new sets.
Which one?
Well, it depends on if Dueling Book is going to let me hit it. How about this one? It's the one in the extra monster zone that Breaker is not under.
My second
this
column one. From that one. Yes, this one. Now, okay. With Dark World Lightning,
if you chain it, it will not resolve.
Okay, so we're going to chain Embodiment of a Popus then.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Sure.
We'll bring it out.
I'm going to Snatch Steal your Breaker.
God. Sure, you can have him.
And then I will tribute him off.
For a Silva gold, what do you got?
We got a Silva.
Got a Silva, huh? You seem like you're pretty desperate just to get board presence here. Yeah, that's fine.
Go to battle, and I will attempt to attack.
Take the 7.
Go ahead.
We'll draw. That's not very good. Go ahead.
Oh, that's not very good either. Let's try again.
I will activate Gravity Bind.
That's fine. Go ahead.
This will buy us time. We'll draw. That would be good, except for the fact that Silva's on the field. Go ahead.
Not what I'm looking for.
Looks like we're going to be playing this game for a while. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, you're good to go.
This is a fun game we're having, isn't it? Oh, shit.
I'm gonna dust shoot here.
All right, this will give you a peek.
I didn't think I was going to get a chance to actually use this card, but here we are. Ooh, that's interesting. You're just waiting on that Uriah, aren't you?
Maybe.
I guess I am going to take the Sidra here.
Sure. Shuffle them away. And you know the rest of the content's in my hand, so not really too much of a surprise going on here. I'll just set one and pass. Go ahead.
That's got to be the GOAT, right? Oh my god, I'm so good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Go ahead.
You're not getting there. Go. This is just wait till Joseph draws Heavy Storm.
We're waiting. Go ahead.
Draw. That's fine. I think we are all good. Go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead.
End phase, I'll Scapegoat.
That's fine.
Bring him out. And then we will draw. I'm going to metamorphosis one of my goats.
Okay, that's fine.
Rid of him. Let's bring out the boy.
Yep.
Let's suck up the Silva.
There you go.
And this thing can actually attack, so that's pretty cool. Thank you, Gravity Bind. Let's go. Let me think. You got 2 sets. Could have some Reapers. Could be a fair bit. What am I scared of the most? I don't think I care about most of these cards. They're okay. Let's go to battle. Let's just hit.
It is a Mystic Tomato. So I'll get a Mystic Tomato.
All good. Second main. I'll set one. Throw it over to you.
All right, stand by main.
Oh, good. Let's see what you got.
How about a Heavy Storm?
There it is. Just lurking in the hand. Don't think I got much to do about it, and you're going to hit a lot here. So there goes that. There goes the Torrential, the Dark Hole, the Gravity Bind, and here's Nightmare Wheel.
Jeez. Okay, how about next up we go for a Dark Hole.
Sure.
And
there's
then
Eudoria.
After that, let's banish a Mystic Tomato, a Silva,
no.
and an Eudoria.
No!
For a Dark Necrofear.
Oh, shit.
But
yeah,
wait, it's
fine.
getting worse. Card Destruction.
Fantastic. All right. So here comes all the other stuff in your hand now. There's the gold. All right, so I'm going to draw 4 here.
Yep.
Perfect.
And we have yet to perform our normal.
That's
so
correct.
down comes Brawn, and let's go to combat.
I am almost dead here.
I do not
so
have
18.
the extra Dark World to kill you here.
Thank
but
God.
I'm close. I'm darn close.
I'm basically dead.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
All right, we'll draw.
Gotta be
that is
Dark Hole or Bust.
pretty much. I will set 5 cards face down and throw it to you.
You got it, buddy.
I don't fear Heavy Storm.
I mean, I'll try it.
Okay.
Necrofear it.
Before you leave main phase,
Okay.
I will activate Embodiment of Apopus.
No response.
I will activate another Embodiment of Apopus.
Also no response. I love that this
Okay.
says during the main phase. That's very
It has
funny
to be
me.
during the main phase, which is just terrible. I'm going to put these in defense so I don't die. And you may proceed.
All right, I'm going to try with gold.
I will... Is that fine? I'm going to Shadow Spell the gold.
Ow. All right, Necrofear into one of them.
That is fine.
Second main, I'll set a card. You are good to go.
It actually holds off the Brawn with its 1800 defense, funny enough. I'll set another card and pass. Go ahead.
Stand by main.
All good.
I don't know. Battle. Necrofear
Sure.
in.
Gravity Bind.
Dust Tornado.
No! Fine.
What a bad one.
Joseph, I don't know what I was expecting in that last game. I had Torrential Dark Hole set to avoid Morphing Jar, which made your Heavy Storm just too tantalizingly good once it actually hit. And once I flipped that Gravity Bind, I figured it was Uriah or bust. And we busted. We busted. It was not good.
I got to tell you, I'm about to bust. If you get Uriah off once, I'll be impressed.
I've only drawn it once, and you fucking confied it out of my hand.
Yeah, you know, you gotta get better. That's all. I
guess. I have actually a lot to say about that after this this third game here. We'll go ahead and draw. Good luck, buddy. I agree with you. I'm not feeling this hand. I am going to... What the fuck is this hand? I'm gonna set 1 and pass.
Stand by main. I'm gonna set 5
Joseph?
and pass.
Joseph, did we swap decks in the side deck?
You know, as you all know, the most powerful Dark World is the Dark World that lurks in the back row.
Like to fire the trap dust shoot in the standby phase?
Don't have it. I'm going second, buddy.
Great. Fantastic. I'll go to main 1, and guess what, buddy? Go ahead.
Oh, this is looking good. Oh, this is looking good. All right, stand by main. I mean, is it worth it? I'll normal brow?
Sure.
We've got a clock. We're getting there.
Is this worth it? Oh my god. I
We're
don't
just
know.
staring at each other.
I'll activate Nightmare Wheel.
Oh, yeah. You want to activate Nightmare Wheel? You've got it, buddy. Nightmare Wheel my brow all goddamn day.
Okay, so you take 500 points of damage during the standby.
It's the
So go
16-turn clock.
Awful. Absolutely terrible. I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's run out of Cyber Dragon.
Oh, shit. All right, sure.
We'll go to battle. We'll hit.
I've got a sack.
Okay. That's fine. Joke's on you, buddy. Your monster's still under Nightmare Wheel. I'll go to main phase 2 and pass. Go.
It is the joke on me? I don't feel as if it is.
I don't know, buddy. 15 turn clock. Take that 500.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We'll run out another Cyber Dragon.
Shit. I don't know if I can beat this.
You have another Saku?
I don't. Yeah,
But buddy, it removes the Nightmare Wheel.
Here?
Yeah, you'll take 7.
Yeah.
Second main, I guess I'm just passing. Go ahead.
Go for it.
We'll draw. We'll go to main 1. Okay, so I have a hunch that you have Dark Deal set, and so if I activate any spell, it's going to get turned into you summoning a brow or something.
I don't think that's very likely.
I think that's highly likely, if I'm being honest. Or you sided it out because you feel that card is terrible. That
I don't know how many spells do you play.
A few. A few. All right, Dark Deal me. Let's see it.
Let's go!
Yep. There it is. There it is. Same column, too. Fantastic.
All right, so which card would you like to discard out of my hand?
Gee, I've got so... Let me roll a die.
Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah.
Okay, so it's a 4. I'm going to pick this one.
It's gold.
Okay, perfect. Now, does this actually trigger gold's effect, is the question.
It does.
It does. That's pretty sick. Okay, so Cyber Dragon's
That'd
gone.
be pretty
Fantastic.
funny if the Dark World support card just didn't work with Dark Worlds.
Okay, buddy, you have Dark World Lightning in your deck.
I guess
okay?
that's fair. I guess you.
That card never fucking works how it's supposed to. Well, I have a third Cyber Dragon.
There he is. He has arrived.
It doesn't contest gold, unfortunately, but Exiled Force does.
Oh, boo. All right.
So I'll sack it to get rid of him.
Sure.
Now, the question is, do I want to play around Morphing Jar? Or do I not care about any of the cards in my hand? You also have Mystic Tomato I saw from the previous game. You also probably have Reaper in here to some degree. I'll set a pair. And if it's Morphing Jar, it's Morphing Jar, so be it.
It's Tomato.
Sure, it's fine.
I'm going to go ahead and grab New Doria here.
Okay. Seems like a pretty choice pick. Second main, got Nidoria. You could crash it or wait for me to hit. You could deal with Cyber Dragon prior to that. 4 back row. All right, whatever. Go ahead.
Stand by main.
All good.
Sick. I normal Sangan. Oh,
Nice.
what a rip. Okay, combat. I'll attack with
Sure.
Nidoria.
So you take 9, Cyber Dragon goes.
And then we'll try and get in with Sangan.
First damage to me.
Woo! We're getting there. 7-turn clock. That's a lot better than the 16-turn clock from earlier.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I will set a card and throw it over to you.
Stand by main.
All
Let's
good.
go again.
I'll take 1,000.
Yes, the most powerful monster in the game.
Set and pass. Go ahead.
I'll go again. I'm getting there.
Nightmare Wheel.
Ah! Really? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I figured you would be. Take your 500,
I'll take my
fool.
5. Don't worry.
I'll set one and pass. Go ahead. Quite a game we've got this set. Quite a game.
I'm gonna normal Brawn.
Sure.
Battle.
I will Gravity Bind.
I'll Dust Tornado.
Should have figured as much. This is going to get pretty bad. You probably have something to follow it up. Yeah, sure. So I'll take the 18. What are you pitching?
Nothing.
No, nothing. Okay. Main 1. Let's see. You take 500 from the Nightmare Wheel.
Yep.
Lest I forget. Let's activate Level Limit Area B.
That's fine.
It is not a continuous trap, but it puts Brawn in defense, so I'm not complaining. And go ahead.
All right, stand by main.
All good.
Let's MST the L Lab.
Sure.
Brawn to attack. Combat.
Before you enter battle phase, I have an embodiment.
Sure. This is in main?
This is still main because I have to do it in main, so.
Okay. I'll Heavy Storm here.
Great. Fantastic. So that's gone. That's gone. The Vortex is gone, and the Swords of Revealing Light are gone as well.
Oh, okay. We'll go, in that case, to combat and do 28. Second main, I will set 1. You are good to go. If it lets me set 1.
Fuck! Why did you have to have the Heavy Storm?
Did you just find the Uriah?
You were so fucked! You were so fucked!
Oh my god.
Oh, I had the final. Oh, you had Judgment anyway. All right, whatever. Well, I had the third continuous in hand. Oh my god.
I didn't do Morphing Jar because I was like, he's just gonna Uriah.
Yeah, oh my god, that would have been so sick. Uriah metamorphosis into fucking Cyber End Dragon. Oh my god.
Wait, what would Uriah have even been at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5K?
5K, yeah. So, I mean, I could have just kept Uriah out, to be honest, since all your stuff's in attack. But if you had anything in defense, metamorphosis into Cyber End just hysterical. I think it's funny.
What a silly fucking set.
What a silly set indeed. I will say, like, one of the things that's so annoying about playing against Dark World is that when there's the looming threat of something like Morphing Jar and you want to, like, protect your best cards, then you set them and then you lose them to back row removal.
Yep.
Especially when you're playing the Uriah deck, when you want to hit every single back row of mine imaginable, so I'm not able to actually get to Uriah, then it is a formula for disaster, I must say.
And we have experienced it here today. I guess a little bit about the decks. Uriah is just a silly card. And I love the God retrains because the idea is like the God cards are too powerful to be played in Yu-Gi-Oh, but kids want to play with them. So we'll give them the bargain bin great value versions. And they are, every one of them is just so bad. Just terrible. Yeah. I think Haemon is the closest to playable, but continuous spells are not very good at this time. And so Uriah ends up being the best of the three, and mostly because there are some floodgates that you might want to play. Gravity Bind. Apophis is kind of a monster. I think Rivalry
Anti-Spell Fragrance, Rivalry. Yeah. There's even, and like Nightmare Wheel's like fine,
it's okay.
Right? It's not, it's okay. There's also Begone Knave as well, which you and I were talking about prior to filming this, actually. This card's actually kind of good, right? Like, if anything, inflicts battle damage, and what's weird about this card, the way that it's worded, battle damage to a player even results from if monsters battle each other.
Oh.
And so even if just like a monster attacks like a defense position monster and like bounces off, like the monster will actually get bounced, which is weird.
That's very strange. It turns everything into a Grand Mole.
Yeah, everything's Grand Mole / Compulse with Begone Knave out, which is just strange. And I remember this because in Sealed Showdown, we actually had this card and it was playable. So I had to learn a bunch of rulings for this card. So it's worded weirdly and you wouldn't expect it to work the way that it does. But yeah, but it's a pretty good stall tool because anytime you do any damage of any sort, everything gets bounced back to hand. So it sets you back on tempo pretty good. When you're playing something like Dark World and you can kind of just vomit your hand, maybe not the end of the world. And then Call of the Haunted is also a continuous trap, let's not forget. And then this deck was siding Shadow Spell. I don't know. I was trying to side stuff out that was like hand destruction, like the Spirit Reapers and stuff.
Right.
And Shadow Spell, it cuts your guys down to size so like my guys can get over it, and it stalls out so you can get to Uriah, right? So when you look at that versus like Nightmare Wheel, they functionally do the same thing. And if you can get to a Uriah, then congratulations, you got there.
I do want to say real quick, Begone Knave, this guy's hand is really fucked up. It's like just very large in comparison to the rest of his body.
It's bigger than his face. Yeah, it's bigger than his head.
You know what they say is if your hand is bigger than your face, then you're a knave. You know, that's what I've always heard. No, this is this deck obviously is silly and gimmicky, but unfortunately so is Dark World. It didn't come up in this match, and that's why, you know, the history of Jank exists. But this deck is not particularly competitive. The fun things that I was doing, vomiting my entire hand, are not typical of the deck, and that's because one of the better decks, if not the best deck in Reaper format, is Monarch. And those of you who can do elementary level math calculations, so like maybe 5 or 10% of you, will realize that 2,400 is a larger number than 2,300. And unfortunately, going through a whole bunch of setup in order to special out a monster that just dies to the Mobius that's already face up and already got a 2 for free, it's not very good, actually. Add to that the fact that like anything that unconditionally discards like Brawn has to connect, and the conditional discards like Dark World Lightning, as you saw, can be interrupted, and it's not so hot.
Yeah, it's a card, like, I like that Silva and Gold's like primary purpose in around this time in like Yu-Gi-Oh's history was to functionally act as like Reaper insurance, where you could side deck these cards in if you know your opponent's playing a Reaper deck. And, you know, there's stuff like Thestalos and stuff running around as well. And I think this actually came up for us in History of Yu-Gi-Oh, where I Reapered you and you got Gold's effect because I think it was the only card in your hand. And that was like the dream. And I think you still lost that game anyway.
Yes. Yep. Nope. You know, we talked about it a little bit in the wheel. But like the good decks in Reaper are Monarch, are Dead Rat, and our Warrior Toolbox, and I can count on no hands and no fingers how many of those decks give a shit about a vanilla 2300 attack point monster. Uriah Turbo seems to have a problem with it, though.
I mean, evidently, it's the large issue is just getting the cards to stick, because this is your typical deck where game 1 you might pull off the dream if you're very lucky, but then games 2 and 3 you're met with every spell and trap removal form under the sun. Heavy Storm, MST, Dust Tornadoes if they weren't already in the main or coming in out of the side, right? I mean, you even have stuff like Judgment in here, you know? Like, there's so many cards that can just disrupt this plan that it's not particularly likely to happen in the second and third games. What was strange about this particular list as well is that there wasn't ways to like get to Uriah. I didn't see like any Mystic Tomatoes or Sangans just to at least funnel into Uriah. You just had to straight up hard draw this card. And yes, you have 3 of it, so it's not unlikely, but having, you know, 4 extra cards that would facilitate this, I think would have at least made it a little bit more likely that that's the case. Maybe the argument is because you're playing Gravity Bind and a bunch of stuff that stalls, that you're never going to maybe see those cards die in battle. But my game 3 opening hand was triple Cyber Dragon and like 3 spell cards. So, you know, I don't think we ever
versus
right,
the Dark Deal deck. That's so good.
Right. The Dark Deal deck plus the deck that needs as its primary win condition is playing Uriah. So I had to slowly work my way up to 3 continuous traps, which we almost got there. We almost got there, but it just was not happening.
You did almost get there.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the History of Jank. We have to shout the patrons. As always, so big shouts to Shao1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, Chaotic Meatball, SJ Winchester, Tim00x3, Ika Ironfang, Part 2, Pony Starkey and Musa, Michael Dente, Dan the Man Hoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Sylvia Wilds, Draconic, Walk Slide, Dollywop, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Cole T, Thomas Nelson, Yusuf Asin 05, Jordan Coons, Calvin, Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, Lumpy, Nehru Celeste, David Lee, Rockley325, Lane Rogers, Chat God, Sound Agent 216, I Side and Grand Maju and Salad, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, Brett Harvey, John 2 Based App at the Astro, Brody Eastwood, Dace Zerk, Elias Pinero, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death, Matthew Elliott, MBT's Hard Leg, Ashlyn Jensen, Cypher P on Perp6, TC Gaming, Thanks for the Sleeves, Dad, Matthew Brady, Edison Format, Ash Blossom Toastniffer, Dr. Solace, Max, Tom Russell, Gage, Just Play Watts Already, I still think that's your alt, Joseph, Chipotle Rice, and Nicholas Garland. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.